I'm in the mood for pancakes, so we are going to unbox and lit review Goose Creek's new IHOP collaboration candles. This is the 3-Wick Thesis candle channel. My name is Tracy, and I gotta say, I feel a little bit bad about my initial reaction to this collaboration, because if you were like me, you were waiting for holiday to release at Goose Creek, and we had just gotten the Harry Potter collaboration. It had been like 2 weeks since they had released anything. And then along comes IHOP. And we were all like, IHOP? But where's Santa? Where are the Christmas cookies and the garland and the pine trees? We want holiday, not IHOP. Well, we've since gotten 2 holiday collections released on the same day. Late night, which is weird. On a Tuesday. And now I feel better about the IHOP collab. Which, by the way, I did buy the entire collection. There are 7 candles in this collab. I also did buy both holiday collections that came out. Not all of them, because I already own quite a few of them. I'll still be sharing with you what those smell like. So be on the lookout for those as well, that review. Those reviews, it's going to be 2. It's coming. The candles are set to arrive today, actually. Okay, I'm just going to grab and we're going to talk about it. What is going on with the labels in here? Yeah, they are both like that. Let me see if I can get this to show up. I'm not sure it will. The label is like glossy, but it's almost like the picture behind it is low quality or like blurry. It's not crisp and clear, so it just kind of looks hazy. It almost looks like, and maybe that's what they were going, that's actually kind of clever. If that's what they were going for, it's clever. If it's not, it's just not well done. It almost looks like a menu. You know how the menus are really glossy, but the photos tend to be kind of muted and not great quality? It almost gives me menu vibes. So maybe that was intentional. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt and assume it was intentional, because that's actually kind of cool. And it feels like a menu. It's like slippery and soft like a menu is. That's bizarre. Okay, anyhow. International House Roast Coffee is the first one I grabbed. So you have the IHOP branding at the top here. Beautiful cup of black coffee on a diner plate. More coffee, so much caffeine. With a little spoon there for your sugar or cream. All of these in the collection have the same lid. It's a white matte Goose Creek lid. This one has white wax and thin stiff ropey wicks. Ooh, this one's strong, y'all. Scent notes are roasted coffee beans, spiced cinnamon sticks, and creamy vanilla. Yeah, this smells a lot like the e.l.f. collab World's Best Cup of Coffee candle. It is a black, roasty, toasty, almost bitter coffee note with just a hint of vanilla creaminess. It's very subtle, and I like that this actually smells like coffee, because a lot of the times, and this is true across all the brands I buy from, you see coffee and it's like all the stuff that comes with coffee, the milk, the sugar, the syrups, the foam, the, you know, whatever. And I'm like, no, but where's the coffee? And this is straight up black coffee, which is a hint of creamy vanilla in the background. It softens the bitterness a little bit. I think it's still pretty dark roast vibe. I do not get cinnamon stick. Yeah, I don't smell cinnamon in this at all. That was true of the e.l.f. collab candle. I also didn't get cinnamon in that one. And now that I'm thinking about how similar this one is to that one, it makes me wonder if we'll get e.l.f. back this year. I mean, we've had it 2 years in a row. We don't need it again. But if they were to release it, it would be so similar to this, it doesn't make sense. So something tells me we may not be getting e.l.f. this year. I like it. I hope that it softens up just a little bit on warm, because right now it's super black coffee. Since I had this one out earlier, I'll talk about this one next. Strawberry Banana French Toast. So you have a stack of French toast on a diner plate with sliced bananas. I assume those are supposed to be strawberries, but y'all, those look like raspberries to me, because they're pretty small in proportion to the sliced banana, but I think they're supposed to be strawberries. More stacks of French toast. Same matte white lid, same wicks and same wax. This is French toast, sugared strawberries, sliced banana, drizzled sweet caramel. Yeah, to me, this smells almost exactly like the Valentine's Day candle. It was part of the collection where Kent did the labels, and it was You're So Berry Sweet, and it was supposed to be a chocolate covered strawberry, and myself as well as several other Goose Creek reviewers were like, yeah, this smells like chocolate covered banana. It's that same scent. It's like macerated, almost overripe strawberry with a very ripe sweet banana note. I swear I'm getting that same chocolate vibe from it, but that could just be my brain playing tricks on me. It smells almost exactly like that candle. It's delicious, but I don't get French toast at all. I don't smell anything bready. I don't get like cinnamon and sugar that I would associate with French toast, like a powdered sugar or a cinnamon note, or even sometimes like an egginess that you get with French toast. None of that's in here. A little bit of the caramel comes through. It's definitely a drizzle. It's light. It's not overpowering. This is fruit dominant. And the caramel smells more like a syrup you'd put on ice cream. It's a liquid type of caramel vibe, not a hard caramel or a caramel chew. It's good, but I don't think it smells like French toast. Okay, next one. Super dusty. Wipe that off real quick so it doesn't make me sneeze. Original buttermilk pancakes. Delicious fluffy stack of pancakes with, look at that maple syrup dripping down the side. Makes me want to eat pancakes and order IHOP. Same lid, same wax, same wicks. Ooh, yeah, smell this one too. These are all strong on cold so far. Fluffy buttermilk pancakes, rich maple syrup, and creamy melted butter. Yeah, okay. I thought this might be too similar to their maple butter candle. It is not. It is different. I think I like maple butter better. This, what is the note I'm smelling? Maybe that's supposed to be the buttermilk. Maybe that's the pancake note. Okay, first of all, I swear I'm getting cinnamon, which I shouldn't be. Second of all, there's kind of like this, it almost smells like a sour bread, which I know buttermilk is like curdled milk, because you can make it yourself by adding like apple cider vinegar to it. It curdles the fats and makes it a little bit sour. It smells a little bit sour and a little bit bready, but it smells more like sour bread dough than it does buttermilk pancake. Because I'm expecting more of a like a sweetness and a fluffy cake vibe, and instead it's just very bready. And the maple is surprisingly not that strong, and I'm not getting that much butter. Okay, on cold, this is just a straight up fail. This smells nothing like a buttermilk pancake, but we'll see. Maybe it will come to life on warm. It smells nothing like pancakes to me. This one, oh, the label is cute. Cupcake Milkshake. So you have tons and tons of milkshakes all kind of lined up. It gives a cool effect. It almost looks like a curtain. Sprinkles at the bottom of the glass, whipped cream and sprinkles at the top of the glass. IHOP branding, same lid, same wax, same wicks. And this one is frosted vanilla milkshake, whipped cream, and rainbow sprinkles. Oh yeah, I don't like this one either. Yeah, this smells like plastic to me, like just straight up plastic. Like a kid's doll that's supposed to be vanilla scented, and you get like plastic face with vanilla. That's what I'm getting. It's probably their milk note. It's like creamy, and you have that like fat smell that you get in like a whole milk, but it doesn't smell like ice cream to me, which is what I would expect from a milkshake. It just smells like a glass of milk. with vanilla in it. And maybe that waxy plastic notes coming from the sprinkles, because it does actually kind of smell like sprinkles do. Yeah, I do not like this. It's also kind of light. I thought it would just be a repackage of their, don't they have one called Rainbow Sprinkles, or like birthday cake with sprinkles, frosting with sprinkles? I'm pretty sure I had it this past May. I thought it was just going to be a repackage of that. I don't think it is. But it is very similar. So, yeah, I don't like that one either. At least not on cold. We'll see how they do on warm. This was one that I was most excited for, although not feeling like the appropriate season for this. It's Blue Raspberry Lemonade Splasher. And this is one of their drinks. I love the ombre effect of the dark blue leading into more of like an icy blue. Blueberries floating in the top of the glasses. So it's the same effect as the milkshake, where you just have jars lined up one after the other, but with a glass with ice as opposed to a milkshake. Same lid. You guessed it. Same wax, same wicks. And this one is iced lemonade, blue raspberry, and sparkling sugar. This one I like. Oh, it's so good. Yeah, it smells like a lemonade blue raspberry slushy. It doesn't smell like an ice drink to me. It smells like an icy or like a slushy. Lemonade, first and foremost, it is very sweet. It feels like crystallized sugar with lemon juice. It's not too zesty. It's not too bright. It's pretty well balanced between like sweet and sour. And then you have just a hint of blue raspberry that feels a little bit tart, a little bit berry-like, a little bit sweet. And I forget, blue raspberry is technically like cherry. It's a fake scent. Let me look it up real quick. It's going to drive me nuts if I don't. Yeah, it says it is just called blue because of the dye they put in it. And it's usually made up of like cherry or strawberry and sometimes raspberry and watermelon. I think I'm getting, because it almost feels like a little bit like the 4th of July candle from Bath & Body Works. Or red, white, and blue from Goose Creek for that matter. It's giving me that kind of energy. I really like it. But it's not the right season. This is going to be a summer candle for sure. Okay, next. Double blueberry pancakes. Another gorgeous stack of very fluffy pancakes with blueberries in them, as well as on top of them with some whipped cream. You can barely make out the IHOP branding because it's, you know, buried by blueberries and whipped cream. Then you have more pancakes, same white lid, same wax, same wicks. Ooh, this one's a lot stronger. Golden pancakes. Warm maple syrup, juicy blueberries, and vanilla sugar, and that maple syrup is coming through real strong on cold. This reminds me of another candle. Is it blueberry muffin? Yeah, it feels very similar to blueberry muffin. It is sweet blueberry. It feels more like a canned blueberry than like a fresh blueberry. It's not necessarily artificial, but definitely syrupy. You get the maple. It's definitely present, but it doesn't feel like a maple first candle. It feels like blueberry, then maple. And there's definitely a like cakey starchiness with it, but it feels more like a muffin to me than it does a pancake. And I don't feel like I'm getting vanilla at all. Maybe a hint of vanilla in there. Yeah, it's in there. But mostly blueberry, maple, and whatever the bready, cakey note is that's in here. I like it, but it doesn't feel original. Actually, most of these haven't felt original. A lot of them just feel like tweaks of other candles we've already had. Okay, last one is the Cinn-A-Stack Pancakes. So lovely, a stack of pancakes with the cinnamon sugar kind of icing in between, some what looks like powdered sugar icing on the top, and the wraparound has more and more and more and more pancakes. Same lid. Same wax, same wicks. least they were consistent with this collection. Fluffy pancakes, sweet cinnamon sugar, and vanilla cream. Yeah, I mean, again, totally unoriginal. It's good, but it smells a lot like the cinnamon bun candle. I'll put a picture up here. I reviewed that one recently. Although I hope it doesn't go the same way as that one, because that one just, there's something not right about the cinnamon note in that. This one doesn't smell quite as strong or overspiced. It is very sweet, very cinnamony. It's a warm baker's cinnamon. It's not spicy hot. And I'm getting a breadiness that almost reads more like a pretzel than it does a pancake, which I don't mind. Yeah, it's not the same as like their churro scent, but this does remind me a lot of their cinnamon roll fragrances that they've done. So yeah, again, not original, kind of feels like a repackage. So let me rank these in order from my least favorite to my favorite. Give me a second, I'm gonna adjust things so I have more room. Okay, number 7 is not gonna come to a surprise to you at all. Cupcake Milkshake, also known as plastic vanilla. Yeah, it's just very vanilla heavy and very lactonic milky. It's not like, it almost needs some like sourness associated with lactonic notes to elevate that a little bit. It's just, it's very one-dimensional. I'd probably do the original buttermilk pancakes next, mostly because this just smells like sour bread dough. Yeah, it's not good. Actually, you know what, now on second sniff, this is kind of reminding me of, was it the Belgium Bake Shop candle, the part of the World Travelers collection? Yeah, I don't know, y'all. More and more, I'm starting to think they just took candles and they were like, hey, IHOP, how do you feel about us repackaging this and putting your name on it? None of these feel original to me. It's kind of sad. Then I would do International House Rose Coffee. I love this one, just afraid it's going to be a little bit too bitter. Cinn-A-Stack Pancakes would be next. I really love the sweetness and the spiciness of that one combined. I'm a sucker for blueberry, so double blueberry pancakes has to be in third place. I really like the combination. Yeah, that blueberry's good. Strawberry banana, because I swear this is the Valentine's Day candle. It smells a lot like it, and I loved that one. I couldn't get enough of that one, actually. If you missed out and you want to know very close what that was, pick that one up. And number 1, blue raspberry lemonade, which smells a lot like red, white, and blue put into some lemonade. Yeah, gorgeous. Very fresh, very bright, and sugary. All right, I'm going to cut here. I'm going to go out and test these in my test space, which if you are new here is a converted single-car garage with no windows and the door has been sealed off. I will take notes on things like strength, throw, and how these evolve on warm, and I will be right back after the cut to share with you my findings. Alright y'all, I have burned through this entire collection at least once. The coffee candle actually is going behind me over here next to the Himalayan salt warmer. That one I fired up a second time, which I will explain to you why when I get there. Not a quality control issue, it's me doubting myself, which happens sometimes. Before I start, I just want to say this entire collection is husband approved. This is probably our most talked about collection from Goose Creek maybe ever. He was really excited about pretty much every candle I lit and was asking me questions and saying how much he liked stuff, and that's rare. Usually he's just kind of ignores me when I'm doing my testing, and if he has a good one, he'll ask me a question. But every single one he liked, and he was even sitting in his chair. This is his chair right here. Mine's right here. Sitting in his chair last night, and he was like, I really like the IHOP collab. It's really well done. And in my head, I'm like, yeah, it's good, but it kind of just feels, you know, run-of-the-mill to me. And then I realized it's because every single candle in this collection is gourmandy. So if you are a gourmand lover, this is your collection. It definitely is his collection, and he was really impressed by a couple of them, ones that I wasn't so impressed with, so I'll highlight those so you know his tastes. I did tell him he should do the video with me today, and he said no. I asked, y'all. I tried. But I will give you his input. And for me, I think after smelling these on warm, I feel like maybe I was a bit harsh on the cold impression. These are all, they are all really good. And good for different reasons. They're distinct enough to be interesting. And I mean distinct from other candles, but also distinct from each other. And there are a few just like stellar standouts. I mean, my top 3 are almost impossible for me to rank in any meaningful order because I love them all so much. So we got some good ones. I'm excited about them. And even the worst ones, the lowest ones down on my list, I'm happy to have, and I will burn them. So good collection. I'll start with number 7 because I always start with my least favorite. And y'all, this one, it's good. It's ranking low because it is hitting on farmhouse breakfast for me. And this is the original buttermilk pancakes. Now on cold, this smelled like a sour bread. Yeah, it still smells like that on cold here after burning. Although now I feel like I get more of the scent that I don't like on warm. There's an element in here, and this could be my head, but I think it might have something to do with either their pancake note or they've added a note but haven't noted it here. There's that element that smells like the salt cured pork vibe that's in farmhouse breakfast. It is not as strong. My house did not smell like bacon when I lit this candle, but as soon as I walked downstairs, I was like, oh, that reminds me of farmhouse breakfast. I feel like there's like a salty, fatty vibe going on that smells like it wants to be bacon, but is really just like the pre-cooked refrigerated kind that's actually not that good. It's really chewy and kind of oversalted. I'm getting that energy from it. There's no bacon note in here, but I swear I get it. And again, that could be the way that the cinnamon is playing with the butter. It could be the butter note. It could be my brain smelling all of the same notes, but without the pork note that's in farmhouse breakfast and thinking that it's in here. At any rate, I'm putting it out there because I smell it, and it made it my least favorite because I really do not like the farmhouse breakfast candle. However, if you really enjoy that one, I think you will like this one because it is a very syrupy, sweet pancake with what feels like bacon cooking in the background. It's not strong, just enough for me to be like, I don't know about that one. This was also not the Hubs' favorite. It did not rank highly for him either. Now, in terms of strength and throw, I would put that one as a medium leaning towards strong. So not a super beast, not a powerhouse, definitely not the powerhouse that farmhouse breakfast is. And it had good throw. Filled the space, not elusive, not a creeper, just kind of a classic, standard, good performance in terms of candles. Number 6, I actually do not have here in my hand because it is the one that's burning behind me, and that is the coffee candle. Now this one is weird to me because on cold, this smells like it's going to be a very dark roast, like beastie, bitter coffee candle. However, when lit, it becomes a creamy, vanilla, very milky coffee scent. The Hubs described it to me as it was like you served a kid's coffee. That's how he described it. And I said, well, what do you mean? He's like, well, it's like when you give the kid mostly milk and you put just a little bit of coffee in so they feel like they're drinking coffee with the adults. And I was like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. This second burn is because the first time I tested this candle, I burned it directly after having burned the Cupcake Milkshake candle, which is very vanilla. And I was convinced that the vanilla creaminess that I was smelling was that candle lingering and that my sniffer was off. So I wasn't trusting my instinct. I couldn't believe that the candle would change that much from cold to warm, that it would soften that much, that it would get that creamy, that it would get that vanilla-y. And so I just assumed it was a lingering previous test. And so I was like, you know what, I got to run this again when I woke up this morning. So I have it burning right now. I had it burning in the testing area downstairs. There's no chance that vanilla candle was still lingering, and it is still the same scent. So it is very creamy, very vanilla forward in my opinion for a coffee candle. The coffee is there, but it is very subtle. So if you smell it on cold and you think you're going to get this amazing strong coffee candle, you're not. It smells like you poured a whole lot of cream or a whole lot of milk into your coffee at IHOP. It smells nothing like the picture on the label, which by the way, I just want to highlight that the seam on this candle, it kind of looks like an inappropriate shot of like a booty or someone's boobs. I was afraid because YouTube uses AI to screen content for like inappropriateness. And I know I follow it's called a NewTubers subreddit over on Reddit, and there's people whose content has been removed because AI thought that they were showing inappropriate imagery, but really it wasn't, and AI just saw it, and I was like, ooh, I hope AI doesn't look at my burn footage and think I'm showing booty. It kind of just looks like two really round butt cheeks. So anyways, they probably should have thought through the seam of that label. It's a little weird. Okay, strength and throw on this one. I would consider this a solid medium. Again, for a coffee candle, I was expecting this to be pretty strong, especially how it smelled on cold, but it's just a solid medium, and it did have good throw. So it filled the space, not elusive, but also not a creeper. I will also highlight that the first burn was very hot. The second burn, it's up here because it did not come to full wax pool, and it has been burning now for about 2.5 hours. So first burn didn't trim, got really hot. Second burn trimmed the wicks, and it's taken a bit to get to full pool. So something to keep in mind. It's a little inconsistent with the burn quality. Okay, number 5, speaking of Vanilla Bomb, is the Cupcake Milkshake. The Hubs loved this one. He said this one was his favorite. No big surprise, he loves vanilla, he loves gourmandies. For me, this definitely improved on warm. I do feel like it was a stronger candle on warm, whereas cold it felt kind of muted and boring. Yeah, I still feel like it smells like plastic on cold, but that goes away on warm. You don't get the like plastic baby doll vibe on warm. Instead, you get this total vanilla bomb that to me doesn't necessarily smell like a milkshake. To me, I get more of a sugar cookie vibe from this. Like to me, this smells like a very strong vanilla sugar cookie with vanilla buttercream frosting. It is very rich, it is very sweet, it is very creamy, but I don't get a sort of lactonic note that I would expect from a milkshake. It smells more like buttercream to me. I also don't get whipped cream or rainbow sprinkles on warm. It is just straight up vanilla sweet bomb. It's delicious, but not as advertised, and I think for me, almost too sweet, almost too vanilla, and I wanted more complexity or like, I don't know, something to spice it up a little bit, or, you know, some brightness from a citrus. I'm just craving more complexity. But if you really like vanilla and you really like sweet gourmands, this is going to be a good one for you, the Cupcake Milkshake. In terms of strength, I would say strong, leaning towards medium, and it had good throw. Filled the space, no issues with elusiveness. Also, I will say the Hub said that he did get what he felt was more of a bakery vanilla. So that's also, he thought the same thing, although he did say that it gave him milkshake vibes. So, okay, where are we at? 4. 4 is the Cinn-A-Stack Pancakes. And this is where I get into, yeah, these are all really good. Like the top 4 are ones that I'm really happy to have. I would burn these all the time. I like them. This feels a lot like, and I didn't buy the brown sugar Pop-Tart from Goose Creek, so I don't know how it compares, but to my nose, this smells more like a brown sugar cinnamon, like toaster strudel or Pop-Tart pastry. It's got that element of, well, I mean, it looks like this, right? The really syrupy cinnamon, like either like the inside of the cinnamon roll where the cinnamon has soaked into the icing, or the inside of one of the toaster strudels, the frozen ones that you put in the oven and then you put the white frosting on top, like the inside of one of those that's cinnamon and sugar. It smells like that. It is delicious. It is divine. But at the same time, which is the reason it ranked 4 and not higher up on the list, it feels like kind of like every other cinnamon and sugar candle out there, except for it's a little more syrupy, a little more sweet, and I get a hint of something that smells like pastry. I don't get pancake vibes from this. Again, it smells more like a pastry than it does, you know, like a pie crust or a phyllo dough, something pastry wrapped around gooey cinnamon sugar. So I like it. I'm kind of burnt out on all the cinnamon and sugar right now. But if you're looking for super sweet, super gourmand cinnamon sugar that smells a lot like a cinnamon roll, that doesn't go the way of the actual cinnamon roll icing candle, which to me is overspiced and doesn't smell right, pick this up. This one also was not the strongest in the bunch. I would consider this a solid medium, not leaning one way or the other, just solid medium. And it was a bit elusive. If you were further away, I would say it leaned more towards strong. You could get its presence if you were sitting next to it, so I'm not going to say it's an elusive throw, but definitely can project better than stay in the area. So probably a medium when you're sitting right next to it, but like medium to strong if you're further away from it. So a little bit of variation there in throw. Number 3, impossible to rank these 3, y'all, but this one's going into 3rd place. This is the strawberry banana French toast, because I swear this is the same as You're So Berry Sweet that came out this February. It smells the same to me on cold, and it smells the same to me on warm. The only distinction is that I think this one is stronger than that one. But I was burning this one and was like, oh yeah, I've missed this candle. And I think I just burned that. Was that in June or July? I think I did it in my strawberry theme in July. So I just burned the candle. It hasn't been that long ago. And I swear I had a backup, but I looked for it and I can't find it. So it's either buried somewhere and the spreadsheet is wrong, or I just overlooked it because I wanted to do a side-by-side. But I think this is just a repackage of You're So Berry Sweet from the Valentine's Day collection that Kent did the labels on. I'm pretty sure this is almost a 1-for-1, if not the same candle. So with that said, if you did not have that one, let me describe it to you. It is, in the same way this one is, it is strawberry, but it is a very, very ripe strawberry. And I swear I'm getting a chocolate note in here. Like if you told me this was strawberry and banana on French toast with chocolate chips in it, I would believe you. It feels like the sort of energy you get when you have a chocolate covered strawberry and maybe it's been sitting for like a day and it starts to get a little bit extra juicy. I feel like it almost starts to get fermented, not in a bad way, in like a sweet and a little bit sour, tangy kind of way. It's that type of strawberry vibe with a very ripe, squishy banana vibe. The two of those together, very sweet, very delicious, and makes me feel like there's a chocolate note in here. Again, that could be my brain. It could be that this is just a repackage. I don't really get caramel in this at all. This does not smell like caramel to me. And I don't get French toast. I just get really ripe strawberry and banana that smells like it's covered in a very thin coating of chocolate. That's my vibe. I'm sticking to it. So I love it. Happy to have it. But I don't think it smells how this picture looks. This one is interesting in terms of throw. I was sitting in this chair and I could smell it creeping up and it was starting to fill the open concept. Now, normally when I have a creeper, it travels. So it'll come up the stairs and kind of linger, or it will go up the stairs, then go up into the hallway in the bedroom area. This came up and kind of just started to fill the space. So this thing's a beast. It's very strong and it is a creeper. It likes to move and navigate so it can project and you'll know its presence. I love it. It's perfect. But if you're looking for French toast, it's not it. There's no maple, there's no caramel. I don't get French toast. It is literally just smells like chocolate covered bananas and strawberries to me. 2 and 1, also very hard for me because they're both divine if you love blueberry, but I'm going to go with number 2 being double blueberry pancakes. Now this one was also very strong, stronger than I thought it was going to be. Also a creeper. This one didn't necessarily fill the open concept space, but I, like I always do, was dozing last night watching TV. So I'll have the TV on and then I fall asleep, wake up a half hour later. I'm like, what happened? And Jason has to catch me up on, who murdered who, because we always watch Dateline. This woke me up. So I was sleeping and I woke up smelling blueberries. And in a haze, I was like, ooh, that blueberry candle's really throwing. Jason was like, it is? He couldn't smell it, even though he was sitting right next to the door, but I could smell it. I also was probably looking for it because I knew I was testing it downstairs. But he couldn't get it. I could get it in the room. This thing is a beast. Overwhelmingly blueberry, and it smells exactly how the blueberries on the top of these pancakes look. It is very syrupy. It is very like preserved in a can blueberry style. It's not a fresh blueberry. It is very much a jammy, delicious, sweet blueberry. And you do actually get a pancake note in this, but it also reminds me a lot of like the muffin note that was in the strawberry shortcake blueberry muffin candle. The difference is this one is actually strong. That one was pretty light. And this one has really good throw. So if you like blueberry, and in particular like syrupy blueberries, you need this candle. Put it in your cart. You will not be disappointed. Gorgeous. Love this one. Can't wait to get into that. Next month I'm doing a pancake theme. And I'm looking at it in my massive November rotation, which by the way, that video will be out Friday. So if you want to see that, make sure you're subscribed. Number 1, Blue Raspberry Lemonade Splasher. My predictions on loving this one were spot on. Amazing. I wish it was summertime. I would buy 5 of these and burn them all summer long. Now, about the scent and how this changes. On cold, I swear I was getting more of a cherry, like a cherry blue raspberry that's similar to like Firecracker Pop or the red, white, and blue from Goose Creek. On warm, I get blueberry first, like just straight up blueberry. I lit this, and sometimes I don't really pay attention. You know, I'm working during the day, despite how much I spend on making videos. I do work. And so I'll just be like, okay, time to switch out the candle. I'll come up here, film one, relight the next one. And sometimes I don't even look. I literally just light it and walk away and know that I'm going to come back in an hour and a half when it's full pool and really sit with it and analyze it and smell it. Wasn't paying attention, opened the garage door after an hour, hour and a half, went down and was like, what's burning? Oh, it's the blueberry pancakes one. That was my very first thought, because the blueberry was so strong in this that I thought I was burning the blueberry pancakes one. And then I looked at the label and I'm like, oh, that's the blue raspberry lemonade. Interesting throw, because from further away I got blueberry, but closer I got lemonade. So something about the oils projecting whatever the blueberry note that's in here, which they're calling blue raspberry, could project further. The lemonade stayed closer. Beautiful, juice, fruity, sugary lemonade vibes. It's delicious. I love it. And the hubs loves it for the lemonade edge to it. We both really enjoyed this one, and I think I'm going to buy a backup. I'm not going to burn this till summer, but I'm going to want to. So I'm going to buy an extra of this one. Really, really like this. Okay, strength and throw on this is, where are my notes? Here we go. Strong, good performer, good throw. Not a creeper, but definitely strong in the room, and you could get a sense of its presence throughout the space. All right, let me know in the comments below, which one would you put in the bag first? Have you already bought any of these? Do you have any insights you'd like to share, either about burn quality, the way these evolved on warm, whether or not you're enjoying them? Tell me about your IHOP collab experience. Thank you so much for being here with me today, y'all. I went to sit down and record this video, the second half, and I just felt this like immense gratitude for my channel, for the community that we've built here. I love y'all so much. You're so supportive. I love chatting with you every day. I look forward to looking at my comments. I don't know. The wax community is amazing, and y'all are a part of it. So thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting my creativity and my passion that is probably a little bit irrational for candles. I love this space, and I love you being here. So thanks so much for being around. Thumbs up me if you want to see more Goose Creek lit review episodes. Make sure you're subscribed, and I will see you. Gosh, tomorrow is Thursday already. I cannot believe it. I'll see you tomorrow in my weekend deals video. I can't wait to share with you what's on sale this weekend and all the new products that have come out. Until then, take care. Bye.